Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I tweeted something earlier that I decided to turn into a video. So I'm going to read you what I tweeted. Basically, it says, one thing about air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, is that we need a why behind all of our actions. Fire signs have the ability to get up and take action just based off of a burst of inspiration. Air signs need to know what the point is, or else we don't feel motivated to do it. And it got a lot of likes and a lot of comments of people saying that this is so true. So yeah, I decided to turn it into a video and do it for all of the elements. So this video is going to be about how to stay motivated based off of the element that is most dominant in your chart. So you can go based off of your sun sign, or you could just go based off of intuitively, whichever one you feel will fit you the best, because we have a bunch of different signs in our chart, right? So sometimes we identify with more than one element, more than one energy. So just pick whatever one resonates with you best. So we're going to start with air signs, since that's what the tweet was about. So air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So in tarot, the air signs are represented by swords, and swords is the mental energy. So it's all about logic. If it logically does not make sense, we are not going to do it. We need a why behind every single thing that we do in order to stay motivated. And I also tweeted about how when I was a kid, I would always ask the adults why. When they would tell me to do something, I would say why. And they would get very upset because they thought I was challenging their authority, when in reality, I wasn't. I was just an air sign child, and I needed the why to for it to make sense and for me to be motivated to do it. And when they didn't explain why and said, just do it, I would do it, but I would feel like resentment as I was doing it. Like if they were like, oh yeah, just go and wash the dishes. And I'm like, why? Like there's other people here. Why do I have to do it? And it would be like, because I said so. You don't ask me why. And then I would go and wash the dishes, but then I would be pissed off about washing the dishes, resentful. And somebody else commented that doing this or being forced to do this actually made it so that they hate authority. And I definitely agree. I hate authority of any type for this very reason. And I also hate illogical authority. Like if you don't have a sound reason to why you're enforcing a rule, in my brain, I don't have to follow it. I'm sure you air signs out there can understand. So yeah, when you are trying to stay motivated, make sure that you write out a why. When you are writing out your goals, write out a why, because if you don't know why and it's not logical, you're not going to do it. When I do my morning routine every morning, sometimes I want to skip over my neck massage that I do in the morning. I have a neck massager that it's like an electric neck massager that I put on over my shoulders, and then I sit and let it massage me. And, sometimes I want to skip over that and just get my day started. But I tell myself, no, you have to do this neck massage. Why? Because it stimulates blood flow to your head, and therefore it will help you to think more clearly, and then you'll be able to do your work more effectively. So when I say that, then boom, I am okay with doing the neck massage. You see, so you need a why, air signs, to stay motivated. Okay, next let's do fire signs. So fire signs are Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. So the fire signs in tarot are the wands. So the wands is all about movement, creative energy, like bursts of inspiration. Just think of the wands in tarot as like, what is it called? A baton, like when they're running track and they have to hand off the baton and the other person just takes off running. Think about fire sign motivation like that. When you get a burst of inspiration, you just take off running. You don't get the baton handed to you and then just, start lightly jogging. No, you take off just down the track, ready to win the race. That's how fire signs operate. They need to be inspired. They need to be handed the baton. And usually, a lot of the times this inspiration can come directly from the universe. Like you might just get like a creative idea and you're needing to just act on that inspiration. When you're feeling the inspiration, act on it. Now, if you don't have inspiration and you try to force yourself, you may not end up staying motivated. You might actually have to look for inspiration, look to be inspired. If you have a goal, look up someone who has completed that goal already and look at the life that they are living, and that inspiration will light that spark in you, and then you'll just take off running. And that is how you're going to stay motivated. So find inspiration in order to give you that spark. Don't try to just get up and go on your own. Like sometimes you can do that with your own willpower, because fire signs do have a lot of willpower. But to stay motivated, like I said, I feel like you have to have that spark or that inspiration from outside of yourself. And that inspiration can literally come from anywhere. You just have to search for it. So water signs. Let's do water signs next. So water signs are Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So based off of my own personal observations, it looks to me that water signs are motivated by their emotional attachments or what moves them emotionally. So for example, like let's say that they have a child. Obviously you are deeply connected to your child. You deeply love your child, right? A water sign who has a child is more likely to stay motivated to complete their goals whenever they think about how much they love their child and how much they want to provide a good life for their child. You see what I'm saying? Or, for example, a water sign might be really motivated to do like humanitarian work because they see like people suffering in the world and now they want to, help because they feel emotionally connected to these people. It actually motivates them to get up and do something about it, especially like water signs in love. Have you ever seen like a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces in love? Like they go above and beyond for the person that they love. It's like they get this certain burst of energy out of nowhere when it comes to the person that they love. Like they might be drowning deep in depression, don't want to get out of bed, but when they fall in love, they're up. They have all the energy in the world to put in to their partner. They're planning like creative dates. They are just going above and beyond. And I am a Pisces moon, so I'm a water sign moon, so I can definitely relate to this. I have the most energy in the world, and I am the most motivated when I am emotionally, like deeply emotionally connected to someone, especially being in love with someone. So when it comes to being a water sign, I feel like you just have to find things that move you emotionally, things that really affect you. Tap into that empathy that water signs, possess. And I will also say that it's important for water signs to also go with the flow. I don't know if that really fits into here when it comes to motivation. Maybe. I mean, I'm literally getting this as like an intuitive download right now as I'm speaking. So bear with me while I try to like translate it. But basically what I'm hearing is that water signs need to learn to go with the flow. If they don't, that can kill their motivation as well. If they feel too restricted, or if they're trying to go up against like a blockage or why do my guides do this to me and give me intuitive downloads in the middle of of a recording, and I have to try to translate it. Basically, if life is blocking you, instead of trying to like fight through that block, learn how to flow around it instead. Like learn how to surrender to the universe, because trying to constantly fight through that blockage is going to kill your motivation. For example, if you're in love with someone and that person is being standoffish or doesn't want to be with you, right? If you try to force the relationship, if you try to force it onto them and try to force you guys to get back together, then it's going to just kill your drive, your passion, your motivation, right? But if you just go with the flow and surrender and say, okay, universe, I see that this is happening. Please help me to flow in the right direction. Then boom, you are going to start to feel more energized and you're going to be able to maintain more motivation. The same thing if you have like creative block, it'll completely kill your motivation if you feel creatively blocked. But if you just kind of surrender, maybe go and meditate, take a walk, go with the flow of it, then you will get into the flow state and then your motivation will come back. So just something to take into consideration, water signs. I hope that I explained that correctly. Like I said, random intuitive download coming through in the middle of my video. So the last element sign is, or the last elements is fire signs. So no, sorry. Oh my God. Earth signs. What am I doing? Earth signs is the last element. So we have Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. And I am a Taurus rising. So I feel like, I can definitely relate to what's about to come through with the advice. Okay. So in order for an earth sign to be motivated, they're very much like air signs in the sense that it has to make sense, but it has to make sense for the long run. Like earth signs are all about longevity. If it's not going to make sense in the long run, they are not going to invest in it. Like even if it makes sense short term, it might make sense right now. But if in 10 years it's not going to make sense, I'm not investing my time into it, pretty much. And that's why earth signs can sometimes hit a blockage where they want to start something, but they haven't figured out if it's worth the investment. They haven't figured out if there's any longevity in it. And so sometimes they can get blocked in that way. But once they're able to see like, okay, this has long-term appeal, or this is going to give me a return on my investment, like the reward is going to be worth the investment, then they're all in at that point. Like you'll see a earth sign go full speed ahead once they realize that it's worth it. And that goes for work, like a career. Like I said, I have a Taurus rising and I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart. When it comes to my career, if I couldn't see myself like building it long term, I would not invest in it, period. Like I'm not here for like the fly by night sort of like jobs and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with that, because we all have to survive. Like I'm not judging at all. I'm just talking about me and my personal path. Like the jobs that I used to have, they clearly had no longevity in it, and they made sense for the moment because I needed money at the moment. But I just knew like my drive and motivation was being killed because long term, this is not going to get me to where I want to be in life. So I became much more motivated when I became a YouTuber, because I know that YouTube has longevity. Like there's opportunities that I can branch out to because of my YouTube channel. In the long run, everything I put into my YouTube channel, I'm going to get it back tenfold. You see what I'm saying? So I'm more than willing to invest in it. You know, that the same thing goes for relationships. You know, earth signs are not going to invest in relationships unless they make sense long term. Earth signs are known for being in relationships for a long time. They're known for like once they're settled down, they are settled down, you know. That's where the idea that earth signs are loyal comes from. Like especially Capricorn, they say like Capricorns are loyal, and that's because they take time to know like who they want to invest their energy into, and after that it's a wrap. Like they're going to stay loyal to that person. Of course, this doesn't apply to everyone across the board. I don't want anybody in the comments like, well, I dated a Capricorn and they cheated, they weren't loyal. Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, this is just like overall energy or overall stereotypes of the signs that I'm talking about. But yeah, for the most part, earth signs, you stay motivated by weighing out, like, is this a long-term investment? Like, am I going to get a return on my investment in the long run? And you will stay motivated if the answer to that is yes. If the answer to that is no, then you might not be too motivated to get certain things done. You might have to force yourself to get it done in the meantime. But for those things that have long-term appeal, then yeah, you are going to invest in it. So yeah, when you are writing down your goals, ask yourself what will be the long-term investment, or what will be the long-term return on this investment, and it'll help you to stay consistent with your goals. If you want to go to the gym, you can ask yourself, like if you want to start going to the gym and getting into fitness, you can ask yourself, okay, what will be the long-term effects of this? Like what long-term, what am I getting out of this? You know, and then you can think ahead to, okay, if I was in the gym for a year straight and I was consistent, what would my results be? And when you think about those results long term, boom, you'll be motivated to be disciplined and to be consistent. You can even go online and look at other people's like before and afters. Like if you wanted to like stick with the example of going to the gym, you can look at a person's before picture, like before they started going to the gym, and after their long-term results. So you can even look at other people's longevity and what they put energy and time into building over time. And that can motivate you to, you know, continue on with your goals. You see? So trying to figure out if that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, we all have the different zodiac signs in our chart, so we might have all of this energy in our chart. You have to just figure out which one resonates with you most and which one will work for you most. And you can also figure out ways to compromise. Like if you have like a combination of two elements in your chart that kind of fight with each other, you can find like some sort of common ground between them, you know, by using all the information in this video. So that is it, guys. I hope that that was helpful. We are entering a new month, so I feel like this is the perfect way to enter the month on how to stay motivated for us who are writing down our goals for the month of March. And yeah, I will be posting soon predictions for the month of March, or like a pick a card prediction March video. So look out for that. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.